Good evening, everybody. I'll bring this regular meeting to order for November the 4th, 2025. Be it resolved that the agenda for November the 4th, 2025 regular meeting of council be adopted. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. All in favor? It's carried. Councillor McKenzie will not be attending tonight. Deputy Mayor Moriaux and CFO Gnida attending by Zoom. Be it resolved that the minutes of the October 21st, 2025 regular council meeting be approved. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion. Any errors, omissions? All in favor? It's carried. 4, receptions and delegations. 4.1. Be it resolved that council suspend the regular meeting and open appeal hearing 1/2025. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Whyte. All in favor? It's carried. Okay, we'll open up the appeal hearing now so you can come forward. State your names and the appeal. Purpose of the appeal.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Francis Sharka. I'm the Vice President of the Northwest County Council.
Welcome.
So this is our legal counsel. His name is David Ray.
Welcome.
So I just want to start off by thanking you for having us here today. And I want to thank you for your Mr. Whyte, for your age-friendly gathering today. I never knew you guys were doing programs and services. So at the October 1st meeting, just to prelude to you guys, the appeal process, we talked about doing some supports and bringing to the communities. So we're welcoming council to come to December 1st. We're going to have a pop-up navigation clinic here, where we're inviting, we wanted the community in Swan River and municipalities to know about all the programs and services that are being held with the Albert Sharper Friendship Center, CMHA, PMHA, Housing, Justice, Northwest County Council, Probation, harm reductions, and we're inviting you, of course, to attend as true partners. Because we always, on October 1st, we said we wanted people to understand and recognize that the supports that we do have in the valley. So what we're going to do is we rented the community, Veterans Community Hall. So on the 1st, we're having that pop-up navigation. We're partnering with all our partners, and of course, you guys are our partners. On December 2nd, right at the following day, we're partnering with the RCMP, and we're having, coinciding with your program today, we're having Older Adults Police Academy. So we have the RCMP coming down to do a presentation. Where now guest speakers we have is Matt Linklater from the Swan Valley Fire Department. We have Oaks Law Office that will be there. We have Joe Coffey and Jack from Sneaks Drill Chuck. We have Corporal Lacey Clarkson, who's the RCMP Community Engagement Services. We just want to make sure that all the citizens in our area, the Red River Métis citizens and the citizens you serve, that there's programs and services and support that are available if they need help. There's a whole bunch of contentious issues regarding harm reduction and everything that was happening on October 1st. We said that we'd assist and bring our programs and services and show all our partners that we're here to assist and help all citizens. So I wanted to make sure that we're doing a follow-up from our October 1st community meeting. And I still want to do a presentation on a safe farm space and all the programs and supports we have. I also want to find out about what kind of programs and what your recommendation is. Because at the October 1st meeting, you said that you wanted that harm reduction to quit. So I want to know what the municipality, not today, I want to know what the municipality's plan is. I don't know what kind of plan you guys have. Yes, there's a whole bunch of issues and you are going to shut down the harm reduction, but I want to know what plan you have. Like when you make a recommendation as a leader, you have to make sure that you have a plan ready to make sure that we could try and fight and work together. Fight the problem, work together, and make sure there's programs and services for all citizens. So I want to thank you for having me here today, and I want to work as true partners. So and I also want to do the appeal, and I believe in respect and open communication. Thank you very much.
Okay, so just on that, if you have some documentation.
Yeah, I'll give it to him Friday.
With the CAO.
Francis, are you inviting council to the meeting on the 2nd with the RCMP?
Both meetings.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to give the information to him.
Yep.
And before I leave, I have the posters here. We want you to post it on your social media. There'll be a second poster coming out for October 2nd. In fact, you guys should come and have a table there and provide all of the supports, and then we'll get the mayor to come and do some readings when we start both meetings.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So back to the appeal.
Mr. Gray.
So, I want to start by saying that in most respects, this appeal is moot. The trailer was moved within the timeline set out in the notice, and really there's in some ways not a purpose. On the other hand, we have substantial lands within the town of Swan River, and the concern that we have is the manner in which the matter was handled. And there are a number of items. The first is that the format of the form that was provided to us is on its face deficient. Firstly, the wrong name was put for the owner and sent to the Northern Métis Association. There is no such body. It is the Northwest Métis Council, and that should be known because it comes from the land titles information. Secondly, the form requires that there be notice as to the appeal processes, and it does not require, your bylaw, quite properly, it doesn't require a specific form, although it does have a form that's attached and would be the easiest way for a person to have done that. But they chose, for whatever reason, to create their own letter. Whoever did it, I make no comment, other than to say that the regulation properly, or the bylaw properly states that there are certain requirements for the form. It doesn't have to be in a particular form, but it has to have certain things, which includes the appeal process, which was not included with the notice. So for those reasons, the notice was not effective. I make those points not because I'm asking to overturn it, because as I said, the issue is moot, but to make the point that although I was aware of those points, that's not how I approach the town when I approach it, because my second and third points are what concern us in the long run. I didn't start, and I phoned Mr. Tewnion firstly to say, look, all we need is some time because we're all in Winnipeg. We got this on Friday, it's for Monday. We have no way over the weekend of fixing this. And we've checked with the owner, he's away, and so we need some time. And Mr. Tewnion quite properly said, look, and Mr. Tewnion, you don't mind me quoting you, but I know that in Swan River there's been some habit of people going around circles and so on. You should be talking to the enforcement people. That's the appropriate people. And I said, that's fine. No problem at all. That's who I'm prepared to talk with. Having said that, I was surprised, candidly, that we would get a letter. And again, it's not that we have no other properties or that we're chronically abusers of the process. We actually keep our properties, I think, pretty neat and tidy as far as I'm aware. At least we've never had any complaints before. And so it surprises me that the very first contact you would have with us is a letter that says that you have to remove property that was damaged and that you know was damaged, and and I don't mean you, obviously, although you too, but I mean the town, knew that the property that was damaged and sitting there was not our property. It was rented from somebody else and was had to be moved by them. In fact, I wasn't aware it hadn't been moved because I thought he was going to move it when I'd spoken with him. It took about a week or 10 days before the police and the town and everyone said, okay, we can move it. And then I told Mr. Booster he could move the trailer. It was only about 2.5 weeks after that we got this letter, this missile, which was mailed to us on, as far as I can tell, the Tuesday or Wednesday, and arrived on the Friday, sometime in the afternoon, which is within the time frame of notice that's provided in the bylaw, 2 days. But to say on 2 days' notice to move something seems to me, in those circumstances, and especially given that there have been any number of other circumstances where those same tight lines haven't been applied in the town of Swan River, seems to me a misapplication of discretion. Now, the bylaw, quite properly and well drafted, says that much of this is within the discretion of officers. Unfortunately, some people think that means that they have an absolute right to decide whatever they want on a whim, and that's not what discretion means. Discretion means that you use a principled approach to determine what the appropriate process is. So if you have chronic offenders, you might attract them in one way. If you have other persons, you might approach them differently. And as I said, The biggest problem we had in this case was the manner in which it was approached, because we were never approached. Now, I was later told by Mr. Tewnion, and there's some history, so I know him, and I know him to be an honorable and decent guy, and he said, well, they apparently spoke to somebody who was cutting grass there. Well, there are two things about that. The first thing is, I can't imagine that if I wanted to do something, I could go and give notice to a guy who was cleaning your streets or was repaving your streets, and you'd say, well, that's perfectly proper notice to the town of Swan River. Nobody would think that that was rational. The dog ate my homework, went out of fashion for me well before I even met Councillor Whyte in grade 9
Sure,
and 10. So that's the first problem, and it's an abuse of the process to not handle things in a manner that is consistent with what I am assuming council's intention was by putting discretion into the bylaw, which was to approach things firstly on an amicable and let's see if we can work together basis. Look, that trailer's been there a couple of weeks, we need it moved, we're getting complaints, whatever the issue was. I don't know, and maybe the enforcement people were under some pressure from other people. No one's ever said that to me. I'm assuming that that's what caused the challenges that we faced. The third thing, though, was that afterwards, Mr. Tewnion arranged for one of your employees to phone me.
Point of order, Your Honor. Mr. Gray, with respect,
Your Honor.
Your worship. Okay, I talked to you about that. I gave you an opportunity. The employees report to me, and I told you the proper way to lodge a complaint against an employee. I imagine that's what you're going to start doing. This has nothing to do with the
I'm not
appeal.
lodging a complaint at all.
Well, you were going to talk about the discussion you had with the
I am going
employee.
to talk about this.
But that was after the decision was made that you're appealing
I'll
today.
leave it to you. Your
We'll
worship.
stick to the appeal, not if there's an issue with an employee. If there is, you need to lodge that complaint.
No, I realize if it's an employee, but that's not what the issue is in terms of the appeal. It is that the reason that Vice President Chartrand started with some of the things that she's doing, and the fact that Northwest Métis Council particularly wants to be partners with all of the municipalities in this region, but particularly the town of Swan River, is that we had expected that there was some measure of cooperation. It's an extension of the second part. And this is not a complaint about the employee per se. It's really about the reflection on the town. It has nothing to do with the employee, but it does belie an attitude or a perspective that I'm not sure if that's what your intention was. But your employees act for you, and it may be that they report to the chief administrative officer. But one would not have expected, given that the call was placed by them based on a call it had with Mr. Tewnion, that we would start with, who are you? And that was
Again,
explained.
point of order, Your Worship, that has nothing to do with
It
the
does
appeal,
have to
Mr.
do with
Gray.
the appeal.
If you have a complaint against the behavior of an employee, that's my role, not council's. You're here to appeal the fact that an order was provided. You discussed with the employee after that order was provided. You're here to discuss the appeal. That has nothing to do with your conversation with the employee.
With greatest respect, if there is a point of order, it should be addressed to you, Your Worship, not to me. But I leave it to you. I made my point. I don't intend to belabor it.
You have, and the councillors can speak if they choose, but the bylaw officer, as you are aware, they're doing their job, their role, right? They're not instructed by me, or they're not instructed by any other member of council to carry out. They're following what the bylaw states, and it's not in any way disrespecting any organization or any individual or pointing them out at all. But if anybody else wants to speak on that at all. I do want to also just clarify or to apologize on behalf of our administration, and that was the letter going to the Northern Métis Council. I know that it was put in there later as Northwest Métis Council, but that was incorrect, and we do apologize for that. Anything further? Go ahead.
No, my only thought is that I think we've always had a really good relationship with the Northwest Métis Council. I think we've also had a really good relationship with the Alberta Character and Friendship Center, and there's never been a thought that we would not want to do anything to discourage that. I think that they're a big part of our community, and we've never ever wanted to dissuade from that. I think that's their. We know what you've done. We know what the Friendship Center and the Northwest Métis Council has brought to our community. So I don't think that's never been an issue at all.
Ditto.
All right.
So
Anything
I just
further?
want to make sure that we come from a respectful place and we work together.
Of course.
So and then if there's any problems or anything concerning anything that we do, I phone you and I text you, hey, what's happening? I just want the same respect to go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent approximately $8,000 to $10,000 on taxes alone in the valley. We also spend thousands and thousands of dollars with the businesses working in the community. We have all much regular Métis citizens that live here that probably spend anywhere close to $100,000. When COVID was on, we spent probably $2 million in the co-ops in the parkland. That's why we're wrestling here. So we're a true partner. We're not coming here to ask for forgiveness or ask for anything. We're coming here respectfully to make sure that we're true partners. And we're not an organization, we're a government, and you know that. So I just want to make sure that if anything's happening or anything moves forward, that I get contacted. All of you have my number. And then we try and do the best we can to provide programs and services, not only to the Red Métis citizens, but to all citizens in the valley. So I just want to make sure that we want to be true partners. And we're not asking for anything. We just want to work together and make sure we build a safe community for all citizens in the valley.
And again, that's, of course, that's what we expect between all of us. But the hearing or the order is, again, I don't think that has anything to do with our relationship as far as us trying to make you look bad or anything like that. Again, the bylaw officer was doing his responsibility, his job, not by the direction of members of council, and not in any disrespect at all.
And I understand it's administration, but administration should be dealing with staff directly. Because, as Mr. Gray said, you do not go talk to, I won't go talk to an employee below yourself. I won't go talk to the people that pick up garbage, which is your mandate. I come directly to you to make sure everything is taken care of.
All right?
Are we done?
But
All right.
unless there's other questions.
Do you guys have any questions for
Anything
us?
further? Go ahead.
Just one point, Mr. Gray, if you want to continue on with your other concern, as I said a number of weeks ago, I'd be happy to entertain that.
I'll take instructions from my client and decide.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Be resolved that the appeal hearing be closed and the regular meeting be reopened. Moved by Councillor Whyte, second by Councillor Powell. All in favor? It's carried. All right, moving on to 4.4. We have with us Staff Sergeant Scott Linklater here with us tonight.
4.3.
Oh, sorry, before we get to you. You can sit down. I missed 4.3. 4.3. Be it resolved, the council confirm the order of the designated officer in regard to appeal hearing 1, 2025 in accordance with bylaw 6, 2023. Moved by Councillor Whyte, second by Councillor Powell. Any discussion? All in favor? It's carried. All right, now we can move on to Staff Sergeant Scott Linklater. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Pleased to be here tonight, just to bring you your latest quarterly report. I believe I sent it to Will last week, to send it to you. We're trying to work on ways to improve our report, make it more valuable to you, and be able to see what we're doing, what's going on in the community. So I changed a little bit of the format for our stats. It shows comparisons between the last quarter and the quarter before it, and also the last quarter and the same quarter in the year before. So you can see how the trends are going in the town. To start off with the municipal template that A&M has come up with, I put some more information in there regarding our manager of police services and what we're doing for our annual performance plan. That's the employee engagement and wellness, where we came in July and actually did an employee satisfaction study with all of our employees. As I noted here, that we started with to enhance our communication with the community. We actually worked on getting a Facebook page for the detachment, which we're pleased to say actually launched yesterday, and we're starting to slowly post to it and hopefully provide more information to the community. And also for crime reduction, shoplifting is a concern in Swan River. We're aware of that. One of our constables is working with businesses to explain how they can help us in ensuring that we've got proper information to disclose to the Crown Attorney and get successful convictions in court. So. As I noted, there's an 8% reduction in shoplifting occurrences from last year to this year. Our concern is that, as we're aware from the town hall meetings, that some people may not be reporting as often, which may affect that. But we're also still, even though the numbers are low, we know it's an issue, and we're going to keep it as a priority for our detachment over time. As to our staffing, just right now, we're looking at getting 3 new members coming in this month, and we're looking forward to their arrival, and that'll help bring up our numbers in the detachment. Our public servant position that's been vacant, that was posted, and we've got applicants in, and we're starting to go through the assessment process of that. Have you had a chance to look at the reports that I submitted? Is there any questions about the stats that were submitted, or
Anything from the members of council? Deputy Mayor Moriaux does have, so he's on video right now. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the report there, Sergeant Linklater. I just got a quick question on like the first page where it says detailed crime stats, where you got previous and variance in the green. And then is that like the latest quarter, and then the year prior to variance, is that for the same quarter? Is how I interpret that?
So the latest on there is the quarter that we're speaking about, from July 1st to September 30th. Previous quarter is the previous quarter of that, which would be from April to June. And the year prior is the July 1st to September 30th period in 2024.
Okay, perfect. And then the second question that I have, where it says the Swan River detachment area, that's including both the rural and town, or just the rural and not the town?
That includes the rural and the town.
Okay.
I like to share that so that communities are aware of what the detachment is doing as a whole. So to see what we're doing with everyone together.
Okay, so perfect. Thanks.
Councillor Powell.
I think just a huge thank you, I think, for having this available to us, because I don't think I've ever, in all of council, I've never seen anything quite so detailed, and it's really, really nice to see, just to have an idea of what is going on.
I appreciate it. If there's any way we can improve this for your needs or what you would like to see, please let me know. We can always amend it. I'm hoping that this helps you and helps explain what the members actually are doing, because they're doing a lot of good work in town. And I think we've lacked in explaining that to you. I'm hoping this helps in that process.
Thanks.
Any other questions, Councillor Powell or Councillor Whyte?
See more comment. I see Inspector Superintendent Fortin has also done a new Facebook post, which is probably came from you. The idea, regardless, it doesn't relevant where it came from, but that too is helping, I think, the community understand where things are going.
Yeah.
and it's appreciated. So please thank him for us also.
Well, we'll pass it along, thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I think that the stats are really good, you know,
Okay.
what we've received, because it's, I think some of the members of council for a number of years have been asking for something like this, and this is very detailed information that can, you know, help us, you know, understand things in that detachment much better than what we had in the past. So we do thank you for that.
You're welcome. And just, the one that looks like a spreadsheet here that says Town of Swan at the top, that is produced by our PROS system, that our current statute system. And it's a little more detailed, and I just kind of summarize some of that in the policing report and kind of gather some things together. So if you want more specific, you can go to that report as well. So.
I don't know how we could even ask for that right now until we get this completely understood, so.
Yeah.
filter
Okay, so if
it
there's any
out.
questions, please let me know. This is here for you, and hopefully we can make this better so that you understand.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anything further? Go ahead.
Just a comment down on the Facebook page that had lots of people, ratepayers that are very impressed
Yeah.
with that being coming on there, and they've noticed differences already in the town. So, again, thank you. We know you're working hard to solve the problems.
Thanks. Just appreciate that.
Getting out there in the community is important. We've always kind of said that, you know, when you're talking about even working with the retailers and, you know, if it's, you know, if it's shoplifting or if it's personal property crime or even just the members going out and handing out trick or treats on Halloween night, that's a really nice touch, you know, and it just gets them more involved in the community and that interaction with the community. So we appreciate that part as well.
And that's something the members have been doing year to year, just nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can let everybody know that we're out there.
The communication piece and
Yeah.
for everybody to see that we all communicate in different ways now, so
Yeah.
we receive that information differently. So no, we appreciate that.
Exactly.
Okay, anything else? No? Anything for yourself?
No, thank you very much.
All right, well, thanks for coming in tonight. Go ahead.
Move in second, please.
Go here.
It's okay. Technicality based.
Okay.
Thanks again. Okay, let's talk soon.
Oh, we didn't even do a resolution on that. So be it resolved, the information provided by RCMP staff Sergeant Scott Linklater dated October the 30th, 2025 be received and be further resolved that RCMP staff Sergeant Scott Linklater be invited to speak at delegation, which we've already heard. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. All in favor? It's carried. All right, moving on. 6.1. Be resolved, the letter dated October the 23rd, 2025, and the associated report from Jen Burchett regarding an invitation to the Hudson Bay Road Association Convention be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Deputy Mayor Moriaux. Discussion. We'd have to look to see about those dates. That's November the 12th and 13th. I've attended these before. I think they're going to become a lot more popular or important than ever before. But we can always talk about that afterwards if nobody really knows if they're open to those dates, but I can't. All in favor? Carried. 6.2, be it resolved the presentation dated October the 24th from the Department of Justice regarding Bill C-14 be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Whyte. Discussion. All in favor? It's carried. 6.3. Be it resolved, the letter dated October the 27th, 2025, the Honorable Sean Fraser regarding bail and sentencing reform act be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion? Councillor Whyte.
These all sound wonderful, stronger bail laws, tougher sentencing provisions. I just hope we can see that come to fruition sooner than later, because again, it's on paper, but until I hear from the staff sergeant, for example, that they are in fact invoking these tougher bail laws and tougher sentencing provisions, I'm a little jaded. I'm concerned that we're still a little on the soft side personally.
Further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 6.4, be it resolved that the RCMP Municipal Policing Service invoice package for the period of July the 1st through September the 30th, 2025 be received. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Deputy Mayor Moriaux. Any discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 6.5, be it resolved that the letter dated October the 23rd, 2025 from Reeve Ernie Sersky regarding support for the resolution be received. Their resolution, sorry. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Any discussion? All in favor? It's carried. That's on the lobbying to end tariffs on canola producers. 6.6, be it resolved that the letter dated October the 28th, 2025 from Paige Driscoll regarding the development plan be received. Moved by Councillor Deputy Mayor Moriaux, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 6.7, be it resolved the letter dated October the 29th, 2025 from Madeline Wheeler regarding support for the STARS Foundation be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion? All in favor? It's a request that we receive pretty much every year for monetary support for STARS. 6.8, be it resolved that building permits 5025 through 5425 with a total estimated value of $75,800 be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 6.9, be it resolved that the email dated October the 30th, 2025 from Leslie Semblek regarding the invitation to the 57th Annual General Assembly be received. It's for the Albert Chartrand Friendship Center. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Whyte. Discussion? Councillor Whyte.
I'm assuming we would send somebody to participate.
Yeah, the invite actually came to me, but I'm not too sure if I can attend yet because I'm actually supposed to be traveling to the city and I hadn't decided if I was going to leave the next morning. So if it looks like the weather is not going to be good, I might be traveling Thursday instead. So I'll send an email to one of you if you want to attend in my place.
Your Worship, I've done it, I think, the last 2 or 3 years in a row. It's a place I'd like to go to. I offer my service.
Okay. Further discussion? All in favor? Carried. 6.10, be it resolved that the email dated October 31st, 2025 from Rochelle Jamino regarding the 911 service fee schedule be received. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion. This is we receive each year on the fees that we pay for 911 services to our community. All in favor? It's carried. 7.1. Be it resolved that the chief administrative officer's report be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Whyte. Discussion or questions to the CAO? Councillor Whyte.
I had a heart attack about 10 o'clock last night. I was reading the minutes, CEO Tewnion, and I misread. You were saying that yourself and or Uriah would be bringing information from the meeting. I misread, thinking the meeting had occurred, which was today, and it is appropriate. When I read it last night, I thought the meeting had occurred, and I was supposed to be there, and I had missed it. But if read it closely, it made sense.
Go ahead.
I'm very pleased to hear that you read it last night, and I'm sorry I confused you. Thank you, Councillor.
Very well. Good to be prepared. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor? It's carried. 7.2. Be it resolved the Director of Public Works report be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion? Go ahead.
Just a comment. The young woman is doing a good job, very positive things. I wish she was here. You are here. The sign in front of the
Councillor Whyte, that's,
Pardon?
this is, you're not, it's the wrong
It's the
director.
wrong report.
Director of Public
Next
Works.
one, next one.
Oh, way to go.
Yeah.
Next one.
I've got recreation on my screen.
Do you have,
Just wait a minute.
do you have any questions in regards to the report for the Director of Public Works? Okay, all in favor? It's carried. .3, be it resolved that the Director of Recreation report be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. Now, Councillor Whyte, you can ask your question.
I just want to compliment that. I'm not a big asker of questions. I thank you for the work you do. I really appreciate the fact, Director, that you're at the age-friendly meeting today, because your office is going to be responsible for a lot of things happening in the age-friendly world. So that's a compliment to you and your team. A comment had come out that the sign in front of the arena has hours, working hours, what's happening. I would ask you to maybe consider a hockey game tonight, 4 o'clock, Stampeders. It's going to be time consuming, obviously, changing those things. I have no clue. It may take too long to do that, but that was a comment that came out. That sign is, some of us go by, they look what's on there at the arena tonight. It's sort of a focal point for some of us. Your call, you're in charge. Thank you.
I think we probably need to look at
Pardon?
moving, I think we probably need to look at moving to some sort of digital in the future. Sorry, I didn't speak on.
What did you say?
I think we probably need to look at moving to some sort of digital form
Oh,
of
wonderful.
board in the future so that we can do more of that, for sure.
It's a good sign. It's in a good
Yeah.
location.
Yeah.
So just remind council that your questions should be formatted around the report of the director or of what is in the resolution. You can save some of your comments or your thanking to your members' privilege. Any further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 7.4. Be it resolved, the report dated October 31st, 2025 from the Director of Public Works regarding options for asphalt recycler be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion. Councillor Bobick and then Councillor Whyte.
This was brought forward. I think it's something the town of Swan should be looking at. I don't think it's something that you need to jump on instantly, but it's something that should be always there to be looked at. I think it's a great idea to send the foreman to Brandon to have a look at their operations. They're using one of these things right now. I've been involved with these things before. I haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. Harvey, but I can answer a lot of his questions that he's got here on the pros and cons of it. But I think it's something we need to keep moving forward on.
For the people that are watching and wondering what an asphalt recycler is, does anybody want to comment on what that is and what it does? Because a lot of people won't understand what that is. Just briefly, go ahead.
An asphalt recycler takes old asphalt, reheats it, and you can reapply it. So it's basically what it boils down to. So they're not a big machine. They're like more for patching and stuff like that. I have seen them work, them do fair road patches on highways and stuff like that. It takes a bit of time. So there's all different sizes and volumes, prices.
And we have a lot of recycled asphalt in our inventory.
And that, yes, the town of Swan has done a very good job of recycling asphalt and crushing of it, and this is another form of recycling.
Okay, perfect. Any further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 751. Be it resolved, be it resolved that the report dated October 31st, 2025 from Will Tewnion, CEO, regarding the 2025 capital budget review be received. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any discussion? CEO Tewnion, any comments on that?
No comments.
Okay,
Thank you.
all in favor? It's carried. Council reports. Start with Deputy Mayor Moriaux tonight in the way up north.
Okay, besides the committee of the whole meeting last week, I had the I guess community planning meeting for the community safety and well-being in-person meeting on the 22nd. It was a good planning session where we met with the consultants from the province and the consultants for the project, where we went over the key points, the priorities that were flagged in the community surveys that were handed out earlier this year, along with the focus groups. So it was a full day of good discussions and I guess planning on how to address some of those priorities. But I just wanted to say that it was a little disappointing with the attendance that was there. It seems like it's the same as with all committees. It's the same people that are involved, but this was the opportunity for the community groups representing their organizations that were invited on the steering committee, I guess, to come out and have their say, which very few actually showed up besides the core group that normally shows up on the bi-weekly meetings. So, and that's all I had for the last 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Bobick.
Thank you. October 16th, at an SLDW meeting, a watershed meeting. October 28th, that was the end of the Powell meeting. October 30th was at a Grow Committee meeting. We've had some discussions on the airport. It was in CEO Tewnian's report there. A little bit moving forward on the card lock there. Hopefully it speeds up even faster here. Just to give you, I said I'd give you an update on watershed here. I'll give you this is just brief, but it's going to take. So the RALPH program, which is a resilient agricultural landscape program, we've spent $200,000. We established 2 livestock watering, 3 solar watering systems, 4 livestock crossings, 1 rotational grazing fencing, and 10 landowner partnerships. The PWCP, which is a Prairie Watershed Climate Program, to date we've spent $890,000 as of March 31st, which is rotational grazing of $615,000. cover crop, $50,000, nitrogen management, $225,000. We have approximately 75 landowners participating in this partnership. The GROW program is growing outcomes in watershed. We have 9 produced projects approved for 2025. Incentives to conserve wetlands, riparian areas, upland wooded, and grassland areas. To this date, we've got $39,000 for this year, and currently we have given back $214,000 since 2021. We've actually protected 4,000 acres of protected land so far. Also, we've done 16 environmental farm plans, 89 water samples, 12 abandoned well ceilings, and 7,500 trees planted.
Good job.
Yes, and that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and thank you for that report. Councillor Powell.
Okay, so we had a couple things on the go. Library, of course, we had a meeting here recently, and had quite a bit happening with the library. There was October went on. I think there was quite a few volunteers. They were really happy with the volunteers this year. They had quite a few. I think they have just gotten bigger and bigger. That we haven't come out with the exact number of how that did, but all that money goes back to the library to cover computers and so on and so forth. So that's happening. Just to kind of like, where is it down here? Just kind of a food for thought, just to have an idea. It's nice to see there's so many people that don't understand what happens at the library. There is a lot of patrons that actually go to the library. So they had, there is over 2,000 books that actually went out in a month, this past month, that's a lot of books when you think about it. The door count was over close to 1,000 people that go through that library. So just kind of when you look at it in numbers, you kind of go, okay, wow. What else? We've also had Councillor McKenzie, and I also had a chance to head down to New Era and have kind of just like a little visit over there and kind of just get an idea of what kind of goes on over there and stuff like that. And wow, like it was quite the organization that's going on there, and quite the investment that's happening in our valley. So just that was something that was really nice for us to actually see too. So yeah.
Okay, good, thank you. Councillor Whyte. See, you keep writing down something, so I'm going to stop you at some point.
I had the pleasure of attending the age-friendly meeting today for the afternoon at the Mary Friendship Center, but I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Mary Fraser for setting it up, and Uriah Waldner, our executive assistant. Uriah did a lot of work to make that happen. He booked the hall, he sent the letters out to all the individuals, made sure a lot of those things were happening. So CEO Tewnion must be involved there somehow by giving him permission to do that. So that's appreciated by the people who were there. In fact, there was, I think, 16 of us showed up, volunteers from the community. Alberta Short-Term Friendship Center hosted the event and had a lovely little dainties and coffee and tea at no charge for the rental and no charge for the food, which is nice. Immigrant Services there, people were there, PMH was there. From womb to tomb is the way to describe age-friendly. So it's not just old farts, whatever that means. I'm not sure. Getting old to be something wonderful. So it was a very worthwhile. So we did a workshop, and they're going to assemble all the opportunities, all the challenges, and they'll get back to us. And if one joins that committee, they guarantee you do not have to do any fundraising. So if anybody's interested, they can certainly touch base with me. So the main thing is look at is transportation. A lot of people, regardless of age, cannot get to and from medical treatment, for example, within the community, let alone from the outlying areas. Outdoor spaces, we scored very well in that. Housing, again, popped the simply head up. There is no housing, and there's a handful of immigrant people there, and they still are having trouble finding housing. Communication, which is the crutch of it all. We don't communicate well. We don't connect well with our community. Not that we're not trying, but somehow there ought to be other mediums to get in touch with those guys. Respect, safety, social participation, and health services were the main topics. to talk about social prescribing, getting to know people, getting out, finding people of like interests, and having somebody to talk to. I can't imagine, I really can't, in COVID, living in an apartment block in the city, not being able to leave. I can't fathom. We in rural Manitoba are a lot luckier. We can get out and go for walks. So they'll be following up soon with tabulating all our answers. And we're looking at forming a small group of roughly 10 people who would sit on an age-friendly committee. And we're halfway, they're eligible for grants of up to $10,000. And one of the people said, instead of buying electronic doors, buy a doorbell and give the money to some age-friendly committee, which was an interesting comment. So that's it. Worthwhile. I appreciate being there, and hopefully we'll do more for our age. That's not old people, it's all ages.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
For myself, we had, in the last few weeks, we had our vet board meeting. We have approved our budget for 2026. I'm happy to hear that we've seen a small increase from the provincial government on the vet board contribution from the province. It's not substantial, but it is a slight increase. Our levies will remain the same. We still are dealing with some building issues there, looking for contractors to deal with some of the issues of roof issue and also some insulation. So we're going to hopefully get that shored up here and have the contractor working by sometime in early spring of 2026. Swan Valley Health Facilities Board, we're going to be meeting with that very shortly. We're still kind of like going through the motions of dealing with perhaps some reconfiguration with that, and I'll let everybody know that once we know more about what's happening between the board and Prairie Mountain Health. And with them also, because we own property with Swan Valley Health Facilities Foundation, we're looking at dealing with renovations for our house that has been ongoing now for almost like 2 years, trying to find a contractor to get in there to do some work. So I think we're getting to the point where that is going to happen and get it done. Tomorrow I meet with Minister Smart, Minister of Municipal Affairs. We're going to be talking about municipal funding. I'm going to talk to him a little bit about the arena and some other issues that I think that we need to bring up. So I look forward to meeting again with Minister Smart. And then MPI is meeting with me right after that meeting to discuss the delivery of service for MPI in the Swan River area. And I failed to mention, I think in my last report, that I had been speaking with MTI on the entrances on the east side of the town of Swan River. It was brought up, I think, at this table a little while ago, and I got the ear of the deputy minister, and hopefully we can get something solved with dealing with some of the ditches and entranceway of the poor condition, how it looks when you're coming into the valley. My words were to him was that we need to have it looking like it does when we come into the north side of the Swan River. The east side should be the same way. Moving on to 8.1. Whereas the Government of Canada has imposed tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, or EVs, and whereas China has imposed reciprocal tariffs on agricultural products from Canada, including but not limited to canola seed and its products, pork and seafoods, and whereas this has placed undue economic strains on producers of these products because of non-market forces, and whereas the Government of Canada has applied supports to the EV and supporting industries, including but not limited to the manufacturing of batteries, and all. Be it resolved that the Town of Swan River lobby the federal and provincial governments with these concerns, and be it further resolved that the Town of Swan River asks the Association of Manitoba Municipalities, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, to lobby the federal and provincial governments for compulsory payments to the affected agricultural and related food products equal to and in line with those payments that have been made to the automotive industry on a per capita basis or based on the impacts of tariffs on Canadian gross domestic product. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any discussion? Councillor Whyte?
I'm all in favor of supporting all those people, but the last sentence says that the agricultural people should get payments equal to those paid to the automotive industry. Now, that's apples and oranges again. I don't know how you can compare the agricultural industry to the automotive. One may be half of it, one may be twice as much. So they want to give whatever the automotive industry got, they want to get the same. I don't know how you can make, I don't know what they got. I'm a little uncomfortable with that last sentence.
Any further discussion? Councillor Whyte, are you willing to make an amendment?
I would just leave out the automotive for compensation to the
Or is this
agriculture
something- well, I
related
guess-
food, period.
I guess you can always amend, or is this is a resolution that we've been asked to support CAO Tewnion?
It's just, you've been asked to support, it was provided to us, we just did a little bit of grammar change and stuff. The substance is all the same. I guess, Councillor Whyte, you're concerned because it says equal to and in line with those payments?
Yeah. Made to the automotive industry. So the automotive industry get 10 billion, for example. So the agriculture should get 10. Maybe they should get 20. I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know how that was, I wouldn't interpret it the same way. I guess that's how they suggested it be worded, but it's entirely up to council how they want to word the resolution. I just read that as they want to be similar to the increases that are applied to the automotive, but
I would just put a period to government provide compensatory payments to affected agriculture related food products. Period. The rest of that sentence out, but that's just an opinion. Maybe the
So
agricultural
you have
industry
an
should get
amendment
more.
to add a period to related food products and not
Period.
have the rest of it. Do you have a seconder to your amendment? Councillor Bobick is the seconder, so all in favor of the amendment? Okay, it's carried.
Can I hear what the amendment was that you broke up like?
Oh, okay. So if you look at the last paragraph where second last line, as it reads, to the affected agriculture and related food products, period. Where it goes equal to and all that, anything past that would be struck.
Okay. Didn't I hear Councillor Whyte say it was like, and related food products, and then it on the impacted, okay, never mind. So, okay. So it's just period at the end of equal and drop the rest is what you're saying.
That's correct.
Okay.
sorry, just affected agriculture and related food products
Period.
on a per capita basis or based on impact of tariffs in Canada. We still want that part, don't you?
Yeah, so just get that automobile industry side out.
Right, so
Yeah.
say food products, comma, on a per capita basis.
Perfect.
So are you gonna fix that and then I can see that?
Sure.
Okay, then we'll just wait, then I'll read it, then everybody will know exactly what it says.
CFO Gnida, you're doing the meeting manager. I don't want to mess you up. Can you change that for us, or do you want me to?
The agriculture industry may deserve more. And I don't know from that.
I can change it if you repeat what the change is.
Sure. Just let me pull it up here again so I can not mislead you. Okay, if you look in the third to last line, it says to affected agriculture and related food products. And then everything is deleted up to the comma before on a per capita basis.
Okay, I've made the change.
Okay, just refresh. It's there, Your Worship.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna just read the last paragraph to the amendment that Councillor Whyte has asked for. Be it further resolved, the town of Swan River asks the Association of Manitoba Municipalities and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities to lobby the federal and provincial governments for compensatory payments to the affected agriculture and related food products on a per capita basis or based on the impacts of the tariffs on Canadian or Canada gross domestic product.
Thank you for that.
Any other discussion? So first, we're gonna do this again. So we're gonna have the vote on the amendment. So all in favor of the amendment? Okay, that's carried. Now, on the actual resolution, all in favor? Opposed?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Uh,
I didn't see your hand up. There you are.
Okay. So are we actually passing, because the question is, looking back at the letter from the municipality of Dauphin, it was asking our support to have this emergency motion brought forward to AMM, not to just pass this resolution. It says ask the AMM to forward this as an emergency resolution because we are past the normal guidelines. And then they gave the sample resolution to be brought forward to the resolutions portion of the convention.
It does, yeah, that does make sense, and I have my own opinion about this right now, but I have to keep. So council can either defeat it or because we already have it sitting here to be voted on. So
Yeah.
because you're right, I think that the RM of Dauphin wanted to have a chance to bring a resolution, an emergent resolution to the convention, because all the resolutions are done already for the convention, but they were hoping that they could bring one to the floor, but the AMM would have to approve it through the board first, and that's kind of in its emotions right now.
Right, and that's where my understanding was, is that they're seeking support from other municipalities to support the AMM board to bring that as an emergency resolution. So.
Councillor Whyte.
So we're sending them a modified resolution supporting a modified resolution. That's all that is. What's the difference?
Go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The cover letter can be taken on its own, but they asked us to approve the resolution. So my intention would be to send them documentation that if council passes it, here you go, council pass a resolution, do what you want with it. It would be up to them to approach AMM with all of those resolutions in support.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 8.2. Whereas community participation in municipal elections is important, and whereas community involvement in local government decision-making is essential in a healthy democratic system, and whereas community understanding of municipal government operations and services it provides is of primary importance to meaningful participation at the local level. Be it resolved, the town of Swan River proclaim the week of November 23rd to the 29th, 2025 as Municipal Government Awareness Week. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 10.1. Be it resolved that the following accounts be received. General accounts checks number 33347 in the amount of $125 is listed on Schedule A. Payroll accounts checks number P5595 to P5596. And direct deposit payments totaling $112,978.81 as listed on Schedule B. and direct deposits payments totaling $780.79 as listed on Schedule C. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 10.2. Be it resolved, following accounts be approved for payment. General accounts checks number 33348 to 33377, totaling $499,309.21 is listed on Schedule A. Direct deposit payments totaling $38,553.95 as listed on Schedule B. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Any discussion? Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
You're on mute.
We can't hear you.
Didn't hit it hard enough. Check number 33363 on October 29th for Galbraith Electric. Just trying to understand where the light bulbs and ballasts for the arena portion. I thought we just did a whole retrofit with to LED with a grant for the arena, or is that mostly for pool in the hall?
We did do a retrofit, but I honestly can't answer what that's for. I would have to seek clarification from my department.
Unless CFO Gnida, do you have something to help Deputy Moriaux?
The invoice was coded by Recreation to be split equally between arena, pool, and hall.
Okay, maybe just send me a report later. I just don't know why we're coding something to the arena when we just had a whole lighting retrofit at the arena by Efficiency Manitoba.
Okay, so if the director can get back, or the CEO can get back to Deputy Mayor Moriaux on what that was. Any further discussion?
Just one question, Your Worship. Deputy Moriaux, what was the check number again? Sorry, I didn't pull it up quick enough.
33363.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 11.1. Be it resolved, the bylaw number 18, 2025, being a bylaw of the town of Swan River to establish a development incentive program, be read a third time and be approved. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion? Councillor Bobick.
No fairness to Councillor McKenzie, we tabled this the last time because Councillor Powell couldn't be here. I think we should do the same this time.
Okay, so the motion is to move to have it tabled. Do you have a seconder? There's no seconder. So then on the resolution, any other discussion? Councillor Powell.
I believe it was, Councillor McKenzie was in favor of it last time, was he not?
We haven't voted on it yet.
He is, okay.
Any other discussion? Councillor Bob.
Not that I'm against incentive programs. I think there's lots of incentive to be done by the town of Swan River. I just find this kind of ironic today that the budget was set up by Canada, and this seems to be kind of a liberal idea in itself. So, just that my idea of incentives is low taxes, safe streets, drug issues, clean up homelessness, invest in medical care. To me, handing out back the taxes to the people, really, to me, in the long run of the life of the town of Swan River, gives us an issue that I don't think there will ever be a chance of lowering taxes for the residents of the town of Swan River that have paid their taxes all their lives on homes, old homes, new homes, and whatever. Now, to hand this out, I think we have an incentive program right now that's very healthy and very prosperous for people building. I also just can't see how this can work in the future of what's coming to the town of Swan River. My thoughts.
Okay, any further discussion? Councillor Whyte.
With all due respect to my learned peer, because I do respect you a lot, Councillor Bob, you know that. If, for example, we pass, which I'm optimistic we will, and we don't get taxes for 3 years off the lots, which bring us no taxes at the moment, 0 taxes. In the interim, while the developers are building, spending millions of dollars on their developments and they're building, those monies stay right in the town of Swan River and are spent in the valley, which will accrue far more than any taxes would accrue off any 3 lots in town, as far as I'm concerned. It will employ people, bring other industries to town to take advantage of that incentive, which brings more money in than it will ever cost, from my perspective.
Further discussion? Call on, Deputy Mayor Moriaux. Sorry, I missed that up there.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I guess you can look at it as a different way, on to lower taxes. To lower taxes to the ratepayers is to spread the town expenses over a greater assessment base, and to attract a greater assessment base, develop a worthwhile incentive plan that attracts significant growth to our community, where it increases your total assessment, where you can expend your financial needs and mill rates over the greater base. So, but with that, we do have a current incentive bylaw. This is very similar. It's just enhancing it, where it's more attractive to bring these individuals into our community to develop and invest into different businesses and homes and whatnot. So I think we need this to move forward. So.
Okay, any further discussion? Councillor Bob.
Again, I'm not against incentive programs, but at the same time, we're comparing ourselves to Goff and Nipoa, the Powell. These towns and cities have twice the population. We only have 4,000 people in the town of Swan River. So to spread that out makes a big difference. So I guess that's one of my thoughts. It's, in the long run, in my personal opinion, I can't see it helping. What the businesses need to come to the town of Swan River is customers. You have, again, low taxes, safe street, drug issues solved, homeless address and medical care. You're going to get people moving to the town of Swan River, which will be customers for the businesses. Bye.
Okay, I'll call the question. This is a recorded vote, as this is the 3rd reading. All in favor? Okay, opposed? It's carried. 11.2, be it resolved that bylaw number 13, 2025, being a bylaw of the town of Swan River to regulate the proceedings and conduct of the council and committees committees be read a second time. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Deputy Mayor Moriaux. Discussion? All in favor? It's carried. Members' privilege. Councillor Whyte.
Yeah, just evolving from, and apparently not part of my presentation, the age-friendly thing. I think we've done a lot of wonderful things, absolutely, but I think we can do more. And I'm very optimistic that we will improve. And what I need, I would ask our directors, CEO Tewnion, and all the council members to consider the following. Could you make a list of all the age-friendly initiatives that your departments are doing? I don't have a clue what they're all about. What projects you're doing, what structures you're doing, and I've got some photographs. You know, wheelchair access goes to electric doors, and any activities you coordinate, because there's all sorts of coordination. And remember, age-friendly is for all ages, womb to tomb. I like that line. And we're eligible for a grant up to $10,000, and we're about halfway there right now. Further to our director's privilege, I contacted Debbie Soloway from Pine River, who's an outfitter, and she's accessing, sending to me, which I'll share with you guys, the millions of dollars outfitters bring to the Swan River Valley. And I'll share that when I get it. The COPP, I want to thank Councillor Bobick for sure. I hope it still goes, that he volunteered to help me on the COPP program. And we're looking for volunteers, obviously the ones from before. I have a list with their names. I have that now. And Councillor Bobick and I will certainly take any names, any suggestions of people who want to be on COPP. And CO Tewnion and I will get together and talk about who to bring in to fire us all up again to coordinate it. Probably somebody from COPP Central, wherever that is. I don't know if I can find Swan Valley Outdoors held their 7th annual dinner on the weekend. I'm losing track. We have spent, I think, $148,000 in the last 7 years in the valley. 99.9% of those monies accrued stay in the valley. We had 180 plus or minus. We had a fantastic dinner, and I can only see it getting better. So thank you to the community that supported and their corporate sponsors who provided the wonderful auction items. Thank you.
Councillor Powell.
Okay, a few things happening. I think we should just, the Tigers have their first game tonight at the arena, so that's happening right now. So hopefully that goes well. And I think the rink is starting to definitely pick up speed and stuff like that by noticing a few people. This weekend on Saturday, which is a huge an event, which is Amaros Amigos, is happening on Saturday. So if anybody's around, they should try to stop in there. It's a great thing for our community. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'll probably think of 5 other things, but go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify, I guess, from my point of view, regarding harm reduction, and this is like my only point of view and not council as a whole, but harm reduction is a spectrum of services. And my focus, and for a number of other people, the focus is on the needle distribution and its negative effects. There's a lot of good aspects of harm reduction, and that's the ones that we need to promote. As Minister Chartrand had mentioned earlier, that what was our plan? Our plan is to, and from my perspective, is to support the good programs of harm reduction along with other agencies, but focus on addressing the negative effects of the needle distribution and its effects on our community. So as I had mentioned previously at other meetings, that I was developing a bylaw to bring to councils for review and consideration, but as in all things, I've run up against the spheres of jurisdiction in laws, and I've, in my research and whatnot, found out that harm reduction is a provincial policy and program which trumps our municipal bylaws. So there's no sense in developing a bylaw when a provincial policy and program trumps it. So I need to look at a different way of workaround to address that issue. So, and then moving on, just to let you know, AMM is coming up there at the end of November. A bunch of us will be there. It has been suggested to myself that the town should potentially maybe hold a media scrum news event on our 1-year anniversary on our resolution that we brought forward last year regarding the needles and the issue with the sharps, and the suggestion that we move to the retractable needles, and seeing where the province is on that, and the actual review of the harm reduction program that was also part of the resolution. So, and then also while we're there, I plan to do a lot of lobbying with the ministers and the deputy ministers, and network with our other councils. So that's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Bob.
Thank you, Worship. Today is November 4th. It's a really important day. It is my great-grandson's second birthday, so it's really important to us. With that, it's also important to remember Remembrance Day. So with that, people lost their grandsons and stuff that went off to war. There was older people, like Councillor Whyte, that when these young men went off to war, they lost their family. So we have to remember that during those sad days. Just wondering if there would be a thought of councils that there seems to be some questions in the town of Swan River on the resolution towards MTI on the roundabout, that the town of Swan River wants a roundabout. In reading the resolution, there's no stating in there that the town of Swan River wants a resolution, a roundabout. Is that we wanted public hearings. I don't know if that should be made public or not, just when you read the resolution, there's no statement in there that the town of Swan River wanted a roundabout. I don't know where it would go after that, but just when you read the resolution, I don't clearly know that one. Just one other thing, I'm going to be asking for a transportation committee meeting. I know Council Powell, you're really busy, but we've never really had anything, so if I can pick a councillor to come with us that day, I'll talk to Director Harvey and try to line something up. So
Yeah.
go with that. One other thing is, we talked, or I talked, I guess, earlier about filming the town of Swan River's resources, like the water treatment plant, sewage, stuff like that. I think it would be really important to put it on our webpage, our pools, our rec center, and do a filming thing. So it's something to look at. I don't know if we should move forward with this and ask the young man to do that for us and get a price or something like that. It's pretty impressive when you do and go see all this stuff, how well taken care of it is. I think it's something that should be on our webpage just to show people what we have and how well done it is. I don't know where to go with this. I'm sure we need a resolution to. That's it.
Okay, thank you. That's a great idea, and I think that maybe if CEO Poole, he's sitting in the audience here right now, I was just looking at him, but Tewnion, if we can add that maybe to our cow discussion, because I think it's a great idea. Director Danielle Broome.
I just want to lead off with saying how impressed I am by the local cricket group and how speedy they move. We met twice since the last council meeting, and so I will have forthcoming information for council on their proposed project soon. But as example, I called them yesterday afternoon to give them a kind of an update on where our thoughts are on a proposed location, and they were out on the site sending me pictures within the hour. And in my office this morning to discuss that further. So they are ready to go to, and hopefully to make something kind of different and unique come to our community. So that's kind of exciting to see something new happening. And for them to be so invested in making that happen. So that's great there. And I just wanted to give some kudos to Recreation Manager Graham for getting our 3 grant applications out in the last few weeks for some really good incentives for things that we have, for needs that we have for our facilities. So, her dedication to improving our programming is greatly appreciated. And then kind of lastly, as Councillor Powell mentioned, we do have the Hockey Fights Kids game happening on Saturday. So our partnership with the Mayor's Amigos and the Campbell family, with funds raised going to Cancer Care Manitoba and specifically the profile program that helps children. So that's all for now.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And I addressed you incorrectly. I should have said Director Gordon-Broome, so I do apologize for that. Let's until everybody's done. Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
Well, I did mine already.
Right, you did. Okay, CFO Gnida.
I just found that Galbraith invoice, and it was for the pool, and that's how it was coded. I must have had some other invoice in my brain when I was typing up the check explanations at 11 p.m. at night when I should be in bed, not typing up check explanations. So I apologize for the error.
We do appreciate that, what you do there. CEO Tewnion.
I was on the same vein of apologies like you did. I apologize for promoting you to your honor, your worship, earlier. Do you realize that you're the mayor and not a judge? Councillor Whyte, I will coordinate the information you're seeking from the directors about the age-friendly. I'll send you something once I get it. Okay.
Thank you.
And the only other thing I wanted to say is after seeing our mayor's home decorated on Halloween, I think he's thrown down the gauntlet for a challenge for me next year, and we'll see what Christmas brings, I guess.
Oh, wow. Challenges here and there, right? Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much. For me, a couple things, but Councillor Bob brought it up, and that was the about the roundabout proposal and in social media, some of the stuff that's been floating around there with some not entirely truthful statements in there. So we're going to be working on a statement to the public on exactly what's been going on, because this is not something that just happened in the last 2 years. This is something that council's been advocating and lobbying the provincial government for probably more than 15 years. And this, yes, did start with a turning signal and involved with standards and everything else. I'm not going to get into all that, but we will clear the air if you want in the next little bit, because it's necessary. It's unfortunate that people in the community don't receive the proper information that they deserve. With harm reduction, it was mentioned, Mr. Chartrand did mention, and she said, what is the town going to do? Town wants to get rid of this. The town never said that. You know, if people were listening to the audience was saying, get rid of harm reduction. But they were saying more like, get rid of needle distribution. That's what they were saying. So that's, you know, we will speak with the minister and relay that information to them. We all said here just in the last conversation that we know that harm reduction brings more of a delivery of services than what needle distribution is. We know that, and it's helpful for people in the community. Yeah, I think that was, we are in support of harm reduction and its need for people that need that type of service, but definitely we're not crazy about the needle distribution. We talked about the retro needles and all that, but again, that's something that I think that we're going to have to get the ears of the minister when we're in Winnipeg, and I think that they have been listening. We just have not been hearing any feedback from them for some time. And again, I want to echo what Councillor Bobick says in November 11th is next week, and I think we'll take our time to pause and remember those people. I remember a story, and my mom was telling me that her uncle, he served in the Second or the First World War, and he enlisted when he was only 15 years old, and he went across to England, and he was on the front lines. And it was just in the spring of 1918 they figured out that he was there, and they booted him back to Canada, and he made it home, I think, about 4 months before the war ended. He's lucky enough that he survived, but the age of these people, I can't imagine 14 and 15-year-olds that we have right now. Not saying that they couldn't, but my gosh, these young people were definitely geared in a different way, and they wanted to be on the front lines, fighting for what we have today. So if we have the time, take the time to spend some time with our Legion next Wednesday. We'll check out our service, and I'll be proudly there to lay the wreath for the citizens of the town of Swan River. And with that, we have nothing in camera, so that means we can go straight to 17. Be it resolved that the regular meeting of council now be adjourned at 8:28 p.m. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. All in favor? It's carried. We are adjourned.